everyone. I am making something today that I'm calling the plea. It's a slider, and to me it sounds like a complete meal. What I did was I have pork chops here, and they're boneless, center cut pork chops. And what I did was I put it on a dish and I pounded it with this device. It makes it thinner so they cook faster, and for the slider, it's a thin piece of meat. You don't need a whole lot. I am frying the meat right now. So the way that you prepare this meat is I have 2 beaten eggs here with a little bit of water in them. And I also pounded the meat, and I have breadcrumbs. So I dipped it in the egg, I put it in the breadcrumbs, and now I'm frying it. I already cooked the cornbread ahead of time, but this is the kind of cornbread I use. Jiffy, this is my preference, I love this. And I usually make a pan just about this size, and I use 3 of these boxes in one of those pans. And it makes a really nice piece of cornbread. So once you have it in the pan, you want to keep an eye on it. You don't want it to get too crispy on the outside or too done, but you want to make sure that the pork in the middle is done. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a piece out. I'm going to lay it on this paper towel, and I'm going to cut it and look inside. And you can see that is not done, so we need to put it back in the pan. So this is what the meat looked like before I started prepping it to put it in the pan to fry it. It was a little bit thicker than that, and what I did was I used that device I showed you before to pound it down and make it thinner. And then I'm going to cut it in 4 pieces. That's what I did with this, because you only want a little piece on there. You don't want to overwhelm it. A slider is a 2-bite thing. This is the beautiful color you're going to get when your pork chops are fried. So as I said before, I baked the cornbread ahead of time. Now I am cutting it through the equator is what they call that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want this bread to get crispy, so that when I put the ingredients on it, it's not going to be soggy. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is fry cornbread. I think it's the best taste in the whole world. So I'm putting that on the heat, and I'm going to get that going, and I'll show you what it looks like when I turn it. So after it's in the pan for a few minutes, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have a little crust on it. And then we're going to take the bottom. This is the bottom one. This one's kind of little, but that's okay. We're going to put that on the bottom. That's the bottom one. So once you get your cornbread crispy, we're going to put a piece of the pork on there. And one of my other ingredients that I'm putting on there is sauerkraut. And you can see that's right here. I drained it and I heated it up. And we put a little dollop of that on top of the pork chop. You don't want too much. You don't want it to overpower the sandwich. So, and then I have some juice from baked beans. What I did was I took 2 very large cans of Bush's baked beans, and any flavor you want, it really doesn't matter. They have a variety of flavors. And I strained one of the cans, and I have the juice here. I heated that up also. And we are having a side. Our side is baked beans. So I took the beans from the can that I drained, and I added it to the other can that I had. Usually when you have a can of baked beans, you get a lot of that juice. And sometimes I like it better when there's more beans than juice. So that's what I did. That's what I'm offering today. So after I put the sauerkraut on, Then I'm going to put a little bit of the bean juice on there. You don't want a whole lot. It's going to spread through the sauerkraut. Then we're going to top it with the top of the cornbread. Oops. And there's your slider. And I only did 2 at a time. I have a smaller pan here today. It just depends on how many people you're going to feed and how many sliders you need. You just keep going. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep browning up some more cornbread and piling some more on the plate. So this is my signature slider. I don't think anybody else is doing this. Manja.